So right here, I'm going to set up another stereo auxiliary input. And we'll call this Acoustic Effects. Acoustic Effects. We're going to put the input to a spare bus that we have. Again, stereo bus, because I want to be able to pan it left and right. So I'm just going to send these over then on bus 1516. You see I have the option on my auxiliary sends of an FMP, which is follow main pan. So because this is a mono send in a stereo bus, I can pan it. You know, which side of the stereo bus do I want to pan it on? So that'll be, you know, which side of the effect is this going to be on? If I hit FMP, that is disabled, and wherever I pan my actual main track, the send gets panned as well. So for something like this is what I would probably want to do. I want the effect to be in the same proportion of left to right than the actual dry part. I'll put those both to FMP. I'll put them both to pre-fader sends, and the level is at 0, which is fine. Okay, so now we're going to put a reverb on this auxiliary channel. Let's go for our good friend Deverb again. I think a nice medium room should do. Because if I have it too long, I'm actually going to blur out all those nice jangly transient chords. I want to be able to catch those. Generally, the smaller my room is, the more I'll hear those reflections bouncing. Try a small room algorithm. If I take off the reverb, here again, it just gives the whole thing a little bit more depth, a little bit more realness, and a bit more weight. So what I'm going to do now is just EQ my reverb a little bit, just to sweeten it. I'm putting an EQ after the reverb on the auxiliary. I'm going to take out some of that low end rumble using a high pass filter. And just give it maybe some top end sweetness. Maybe a tiny bit of a mid boost as well, just to give it a bit of presence. Let's try that with the actual acoustic guitars. And I might do the same thing and actually just compress my reverb a little bit, just so that the reverb has its own kind of constant volume level. Again, nothing too drastic, but just to help settle it down a bit. Let's try it in the context with the whole mix. And you hear if I take away the acoustic reverb and put it back on, it's just that subtle little difference makes such a difference to the overall thing. That extra maybe 5-10% of reverb that I have, suddenly it mixes in the acoustic guitars really well with the whole song. But it also makes them present. You can hear them now because they've got more weight.